Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome to Beyond Classic Rock. And today, man, I've got an artist spotlight for you, and it's featuring the group called StereoLab. So I just want to give a shout out and thanks very much to AndCat Dub. Thanks, man. I appreciate the recommendation. I've heard of StereoLab, might even have come across them in a previous quad or something like that, but we'll see. So yeah, looking forward to this, man. So it's more in the form of an album reaction featuring 10 songs in succession, and then we're just basically going to focus on the artists themselves rather than song or album information, being an artist spotlight, okay? So let's hit this up, man. StereoLab, starting with Sibless Reverie. Let's get it. Cheers. I'm gonna have to get the lyrics, man. It sounds good, but I can't understand shit. And the subtitles are unavailable. Cap, please don't tell me that this entire artist spotlight is going to feature stuff that I can't understand, and that there's no subtitles available for me. Sound again. So some songs are going to be in French, obviously. Fluorescences.
I looked at the sun through filters, the hate had provoked lots of colors, took off highlights.
love how they incorporate all of these very, very different instruments and sounds. Brass, flute, piano, good vocals. Captain Easy Chord.
Live what must live, die what must die. Live what must live, die what must die. Right comes with the day, comes with a rise. Comes with the day, comes with a
Okay, we're in French again. Captain Easy Chord is my favorite one so far. They're all good, but Captain Easy Chord is the standout to me. Piece of French there, I gotta interpret it.
Two sides to one same thing. There are two sides. Breathing is like a tide rolls in, then you tire.
That was short and sweet. 3 minutes. Parsec.
from which everything comes, the minimum and the maximum. Represent universe in the most distinguishable way. Concentrate, internal side, which will make of a being a substance and not a phenomenon. Concentrate. To go from the external to internal, from the composed to the simple. The simple perception, appetition, constitute action of the very soul's the action. Perception. What can be conceived as the most remote manifestation of things to be? It is what contains lost all reason, current existence, reality.
So it's a lady and a gent who sings lead. I was getting some Tame Impala vibes in the last song. A little bit in this one too, with the bass work. Without knowing offhand, I bet you that their music is used quite often in movies, movie soundtracks, backgrounds, that sort of thing. I bet you. I can visualize so many different movies where this kind of music would be used and utilized. This music could certainly be used for tripping out, let me tell you. Tomorrow is already here.
Originally this set out to serve society. Now the rules have been reversed. That wants society to serve.
Sounds a little bit like John Anderson, doesn't it? From Yes.
Originally this set out to serve society. Now the rules have been reversed. That wants society to serve. The institutions. Originally this set out to serve society. Now the rules have been reversed. That wants society to Originally this set out to serve society. Now the rules have been reversed. That wants society
It sounds sweet and everything, but they're singing about some serious shit. Strong views on capitalism and totalitarian government rule. They're talking about some serious shit. Good song. That's my favorite so far.
It's alright 'cause the historical pattern has shown how the economical cycle tends to evolve. In a round of decades, 3 stages stand out in a loop. A slump and war, then heal back to square one and back for more. Bigger slump and bigger wars and a smaller recovery. Future slump and greater wars and a shallower recovery. You see the recovery always comes round again. There's nothing to worry for. Things look after themselves. It's alright, recovery always comes round again. There's nothing to worry for. Things can only get better. There's only millions that lose their jobs, their homes, and sometimes their sense. There's only millions that die in the bloody wars. It's alright. It's only their lives and the lives of their next of kin that they are losing. It's only their lives and the lives of their next of kin that they are losing. It's alright 'cause the historical pattern has shown how the economical cycle tends to revolve. In a round of decades, 3 stages stand out in a loop. A slump and war, then heal back to square one, back for more. Bigger slump and bigger wars and a smaller recovery. Huger slump and greater wars and a shallower recovery. Don't worry, be happy. Things will get better naturally. Don't worry, shut up, sit down. Go with it and be happy. Dum 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 dee dum dum dee da dee da dee dum 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 dee dum dum dee da dee da dee dum dum dum
Another song that sounds nice and sweet, but saying some serious things. This is Wreckage. get used to things, we become spoiled, and we believe that we need more.
Many things to keep our lives going. So many things.
Nice. This was nice. Had a nice jazzy signature, jazzy background. It's like cerebral jazz, if there is such a thing. Okay, y'all. So that's a listen to StereoLab. Very interesting sound they've got. They, along the course of the whole reaction, my mind kept going towards what particular movie would this music be suited to, and without knowing, I bet you for a fact that their work has definitely been used in television, in movies, something like that, in a social atmosphere, in an environment like that. I'm betting, the music, it seems very, very tailored and suited to that use. Of course, it's good for other things too. Like I said, some of the music too, you can just trip out to, listening by yourself, maybe with a bunch of friends or whatnot. It's got its uses for sure. I will admit that the French in the beginning threw me, and I was saying to myself, geez, man, is this entire album going to be all French? But luckily it wasn't. But it's not going to spare you from me saying this to you, and Cat. Listen, and Cat, and a bunch of other folks, do a little bit more better preparation for me when you're sending me things. What do I mean? In a case like this, run through the gamut first and see, well, okay, he's going to be checking this out. He's going to be clicking on closed captions and subtitles that's not available. All right, why don't I actually send him a link for English subtitles so that he can check out the lyrics as he goes, that sort of thing. Get a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So when I come into it, I'm not just in it so cold and trying to kind of figure out what is this about and that sort of thing. So help me along, because you're going to get a better response from me. And if it's a decent reaction that you're looking for from me and an appreciation for what the music is, that sort of thing, that's absolutely necessary. So sometimes you doing the providing, whether you're a subscriber or a patron, you're providing me things to do reactions for. Sometimes you've got to provide me something. You got to provide me a track to run on. Here's another example. I've had patrons and subscribers who've just sent me things, and I don't have any context. And if I'm doing a Wikipedia read, for example, you know that Wikipedia is my go-to source. I'm going to go to Wikipedia. I don't find anything on Wikipedia. Oh, well, okay, now what do I do? Yeah, there's a little bit of what I can say and a little bit of my commentary, but you know my ways, you know my structure, right? So I want something to read. I want something to share with my viewers. It's what they've come to expect from me. So in a case like that, what you would want to do is you would want to send me a personal testimony. Hey, this music is important to me because I was brought up on it. I remember I had childhood memories of my folks, my dad, my friends, whatever the case is, so that there is something that will turn the intellect of my viewer, because that is what my viewers are expecting from me. So when you're sending me something, you have a responsibility to me and to my viewers to make sure that my that I have a track to run on where it comes to these reactions, and if it's anything outside of a quick Wikipedia look or whatever the case is, I'm not going to do it, right? So and sometimes I've had to actually send the reaction back to the person saying there's just nothing here for me, there's no information, or it's way out of my desired field, death metal or gangster rap, or really, really sappy ass love songs, or tracks that have so much screaming in it that you just can't get heads or tails. You know what I'm saying? Way out stuff like that. So study your host. See what I'm inclined to liking. Yes, I have an open mind, but it's got to be something that is at least that I can grasp and that's palpable. Now, this isn't all directed to you, AntCat. I'm just expanding where a lot of other people, there's a lot of people who send me reactions, and it's like they need to be trained sometimes, right? So, but what I will say to you specifically, AntCat, is a little heads up next time if you're going to be sending me stuff that has a different language in it, because I have a mind where I like to interpret lyrics. I don't want to miss what the message being conveyed is, and if there is no closed captioning or subtitles available, send me a link where there are some, you know what I mean? So I can kind of get a gist of what it is, because I like that mental exercise of understanding what the lyrics are, what they mean, if there's a message behind it, and then conveying it and giving it my take and things like that. So that's how I roll on my channel. So just so you know, man. Otherwise, about the band themselves, they have a really good sound, and I can see them being very, very popular among a certain grouping of people. And I like their harmonies. I like the musicianship, all the instruments that they use. And there's a lot of looping in their music, but that really applies very well in maybe a club environment, or in a environment where the music is very long and extended in a concert situation. So yeah, it gets a touch on the repetitive side. There are a few tracks like that, but overall, it's a good band, good sounding band, and I like them. Well, let's do this. Let's get to know them a little bit more. StereoLab. Damn, man. Sorry. Damn frog in my throat. They've got a long ass bio here on Wikipedia. Okay, so I'll just jump around. So StereoLab. StereoLab are an Anglo-French avant-pop band formed in London in 1990, led by the songwriting team of Tim Gain and Laetitia Sadier. The group's music combines influences from krautrock, lounge, and 1960s pop music, often incorporating a repetitive, motoric beat with heavy use of vintage electronic keyboards and female vocals sung in English and French. Their lyrics have political and philosophical themes influenced by the surrealist and situationist movements. On stage, they play in a more feedback-driven and guitar-oriented style. The band also draw from funk, jazz, and Brazilian music, and were one of the first artists to be dubbed post-rock. Wow, so many different forms of rock and music and labels, man. Swamp rock, post-rock, whatever kind of rock. They are regarded among the most innovative and influential groups of the 1990s. StereoLab were formed by Gain and Sadier after the breakup of McCarthy. The two were romantically involved for 14 years and are the group's only consistent members. Other longtime members includes 1992 edition Mary Hansen backing vocals, who died in 2002, and in 93 edition Andy Ramsey on drums. Rest in peace, Mary Hansen. The High Llamas leader Sean O'Hagan on guitar and keyboards was a member from 93 to 94 and continued appearing on later records for occasional guest appearances. Although StereoLab found success in the underground music scene and were influential enough to spark a renewed interest in older and analog instruments, they have never had a significant commercial impact. The band were released from their recording contract with Elektra Records due to the poor record sales, and their self-owned label, Do Phonic, signed a distribution deal with Too Pure and later Warp Records. After a 10-year hiatus, the band reunited for live performances in 2019. Musical style. StereoLab's music combines a droning rock sound with lounge instruments, overlaid with sing-song female vocals and pop melodies, and have also made use of unorthodox time signatures. It's been generally described as avant pop, indie pop, art pop. You should see the list of pops. Experimental rock and experimental pop. I skipped down a whole bunch of labels. Sedier, or is it Sedier, remarked in 2015 that the band's records were written and recorded very quickly. We would write 35 tracks, sometimes more. The band have played on vintage electronic keyboards and synths from brands such as Farfisa and Vox and Moog. Gain has praised the instruments for their versatility. We use the older effects because they're more direct, more extreme, and they're more plasticine. You can shape them into loads of things. The 94 album Mars Adiac Quintet prominently features Moog synthesizers. Letitia's English and French vocals was a part of StereoLab's music since the beginning, and she would occasionally sing wordlessly along with the music. In reference to her laid-back delivery, Peter Shapiro wrote facetiously in Wire that Sadier displayed all the emotional histrionics of Nico. Man, I can't pronounce these damn words. While some critics have commented that her vocals were unintelligible. Sadier would often trade vocals with Mary Hansen back and forth in a sing-song manner that has been described as eerie and hypnotic, as well as sweet and slightly alien. After Hansen's death in 2002, critic Jim Harrington commented that her absence is noticeable on live performances of StereoLab's older tracks, and that their newer songs could have benefited from Hansen's backing vocals. In interviews, Gain and Sedier had discussed their musical philosophy. Gain said that to be unique was more important than to be good. On the subject of being too obscure, he said in a '96 interview that maybe the area where we're on dodgy ground is this idea that you need great knowledge of esoteric music to understand what we're doing. Sadier responded to Gain saying that she thinks we have achieved a music that will make sense to a lot of people, whether they know about Steve Reich or not. The duo were upfront about their desire to grow their sound. For Gain, otherwise, it just sounds like what other people are doing. And for Sadier, you trust that there is more and that it can be done more interesting. Okay. Sorry for my choppy reading, man. Holy. Legacy. StereoLab were credited for reviving the use of vintage analog instruments. They are called one of the most influential and fiercely independent and original groups of the 90s by writers Stephen Thomas Erlewine of AllMusic and Pierre Perron, respectively, as well as one of the decade's most innovative British bands. Simon Reynolds commented in Rolling Stone that the group's earlier records form an endlessly seductive body of work that sounds always the same but always different. In a review from the '92 single John Cage Bubblegum, Jason Ankeny said that no other artist of its generation fused the high-minded daring of the avant-garde and the lowbrow infectiousness of pop with as much invention, skill, and appeal. All right, there it is, folks. This is a very, very interesting. They've got a tremendous amount of really, really good reviews here by a lot of reviewers. Only one doesn't seem to be very positive, but we're not even going to bother with that guy. But yeah, good sounding band, and I think that with a few more listens, I would definitely even like them more, and I can see them really having a decent place, party atmosphere, live performances, and like I keep saying, you know, I just see their music probably being used in TV and movies and soundtracks and stuff like that. I'm very, very sure. I'm going to look into it and see how right I am. Anyway, Aunt Kat, thank you very much for introducing me to something new. It's always interesting on this platform what I'm going to be checking out. So I like that element about this platform. And so coming up, I've got Randy Pete voiceover. I know that I think there's some symphony stuff, folk rock stuff, progressive metal stuff, and some soul grooves. So that's all coming up, a mixed bag, as you can see. It's always a mixed bag, right? From one day to another, it's always so different. Anyways, man, you guys have yourselves a good one. Take care. And next time you see me, yeah, you'll see me tomorrow. I'm not quite sure who's exactly up next, but you'll see me tomorrow. See you later. Peace.